Hi everyone, the topic I chose to base my inquiry on is how is the impact of the cane toad on the Australian environment being controlled? Hi everyone, the topic I chose to base my inquiry on is how is the impact of the cane toad on the Australian environment being controlled? Over time, humans have introduced non-native wildlife to Australia for many different reasons, including agricultural and recreational purposes. When they have done this, they haven't realised the effect it would have on the flora and fauna native to Australia. The cane toad species is an example of an animal introduced that has had devastating effects on other Australian animals. Cane toads were originally introduced to Australia in 1935, brought from Hawaii to control beetles that were damaging sugarcane crops in northern Queensland. They quickly became a pest and over time migrated to other areas of Australia. The Australian government and other agencies are now working towards limiting the impact cane toads are having on the Australian environment. I chose to research this topic as I have an interest in native Australian wildlife and what people can do to help protect it. I want to broaden my knowledge on cane toads and how I could help control the problems they are causing. I began researching my topic by typing keywords relating to the topic into the search engine Google. The results from Google gave me ample information on the effects cane toads have on Australian wildlife, as well as giving me further keywords to research. I used these keywords to search for journal articles and studies on Google Scholar and in the Curtin University online library. The Australian government website was most useful and is where I found a lot of the information relating to plans to reduce the impact of cane toads. I found the journal articles located on Google Scholar to have an abundance of interesting information, but at times I struggled to understand the scientific language used in them. Cane toads have had fatal effects on some species of native Australian animals. They produce a highly toxic mixture of cardiac glycoside poisons that they use for defense against their predators. It affects the heart and nervous system of animals that ingest them. Cane toads have had the most notable effects on monitor lizards, freshwater crocodiles, northern quolls, and some snake and frog species. The northern quoll has now become extinct in the Kakadu National Park since the invasion of the cane toad. The reason cane toads have become such an issue is because of the rate they are able to reproduce and the lack of natural predators in Australia. Female cane toads can lay between 8,000 and 30,000 eggs up to 2 times a year. Without natural predators, the cane toad rapidly increases in numbers. The Australian government and other agencies have come up with plans to reduce the impact the cane toad is having on Australia. Research into eradication methods was undertaken, but resulted in the government electing to attempt to reduce the impact cane toads have instead of trying to eradicate them, which could have had more serious effects on native Australian frogs. A threat abatement plan has been created to identify the native species and ecosystems at risk by cane toads, reduce the impact, and communicate information to communities about cane toads and their impacts. Other agencies, such as Frogwatch and Kimberley Toadbusters, are assisting with reducing the impacts of the cane toad. The inquiry I've conducted relates to parts of the Australian curriculum, including the Science of a Human Endeavour component, which involves science involving observing, asking questions about the describing changes in objects and events. Science knowledge helps people to understand the effect of their actions, and also science inquiry skills. With guidance, identify questions in familiar contexts that can be investigated scientifically and make predictions based on prior knowledge. I believe my inquiry would suit Year 3 students best, as the topic poses many questions and investigations, which is a component in